Oh, don't you love it?
Excellent.
If you want something a little bit out of the mainstream, if you want to support those folks who do this as a craft, as a lifestyle, this is a great place to come, because these aren't folks that are getting rich doing this. They're doing it for the love of wine. They're doing it for the love of living, eating, and breathing their craft. I purchased the tickets online. I came down here not knowing what to expect, right? I'm a fan of Oregon wine. I'm a fan of wine in general. You come down here thinking it might be in the back of a garage, right? You come to, and you find out that there's hundreds and hundreds of people and very, very talented and wonderful winemakers making a great product that we can all be proud of. And I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to support it. It's been a wonderful experience.
There's been a huge growth in going towards organics and going towards knowing where your food came from, and this is the way that you now know where your wine came from, and you're making that connection with the winemaker.
I'm a real newcomer. This is only my second vintage, so I'm definitely a newcomer. I know a number of the people, however, that are behind this, and I know a number of the other winemakers, and so I threw my bottles into the hat, and somehow they selected it. This guy, he's salt of the earth. There's no pretense here. He's a farmer out in his Sunday duds, and I think that kind of expresses the pioneer spirit of our Oregon wines.
This summer, I'm definitely...
What part of town do you live in?
I live in Wallingford.
I would have guessed like Ballard or Fremont, but...
Well, I mean, I get throw a stone to 99, so I'd be on.
2003 is the first vintage that we have for wine, and we're showing both the Dijon Pinot Noir today as well as the Wädenswil Pinot Noir. The Dijon Pinot Noir is a blend of all of the Dijon clones that we grow in our vineyard, which is clones 113, 114, 115, 667, and 777. At the time we planted these, it was all of the clones that were legal in Oregon, and so this is a nice blend from that.
Some seem new, and some seem like they have some work to do, and then others are really just wonderful, and you kind of wish they were on the shelves everywhere. I wondered if there were going to be a bunch of amateurs here, and it really hasn't turned out to be that way. The wine is really quite wonderful. You know, if you want a nice spring afternoon that brings you to kind of the heart of Portland and Oregon craftsmanship, this is a good place to be, because these people are creating a product that is really unique to Oregon, and they're proud of it, and it's delicious.
Both of these pizzas are not going to have tomato on them. I mean, traditionally, most Italian pizza does have tomato on it. But these, since we're using what's local and what's happening right now, there aren't tomatoes. So I think Pinot Noir will be really good. I think Sauvignon, like a Sauvignon Blanc, would be really delicious with the frittata, and probably would also go with the pizzas too.
Well, this Syrah comes from the eastern Columbia Gorge in the Dalles. It's fruity and smooth and tannic and everything that a Syrah is supposed to be without being quite as intense. It's really approachable, really easy to drink. And we're excited about it. We live in an area where we can grow the hotter varietals, Cabernets, Syrahs, Zinfandels. We're just kind of waiting and seeing what's going to happen with them. We've only been doing this for 2 years commercially, so we're just playing with this vineyard particularly and seeing what we're going to put out of it. What do you like, and what does it do for you? And for us, this is a really drinkable wine. We drink it with bread and cheese, and we drink it by itself. We drink it and encourage people to drink it in the company of good friends. That's the main thing. I like making the contacts. I like being part of the marketing and the interaction with the consumer and the people, and trying to make wine approachable. I'm fairly young. I don't know a lot about wine. I've been learning as we've been producing it, and I think there's kind of this mystique about wine that's exciting and sexy, but also kind of scary for people. I think it's important to make it approachable and easier to experience without feeling all this pressure to know how to talk about it or know how to express what it does for you, but just to enjoy it. So that's what I like to do.
I'm big on food and wine. I appreciate you asking that because I used to be a professional cook. And so it's really important when I taste a wine to think immediately what would go well with it. And there was enough food here that I thought it really set it off. But my secret vice, which the festival also honored, was chips and wine. Kettle chips and wine, what a pairing, is perfect.
Full three?
This that I have pouring today is an 02.
Very nice.
Kind of a smoky caramel flavor to it. Yeah. I didn't see a whole lot of new oak either, so. About 20% new oak.
You ever put any Viognier in there with that?
Experimentally, yeah, I do make Viognier as well.
This doesn't have any.
No.
That's good. Because I like the regular ones.
Yeah,
It's a shame to pour it out.
Yeah.
You know?
So many to try. Yeah.